Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. We have reached episode 7 and this one is called Who Shaves the Barber, which is a really nice play on like Who Watches the Watchman or Who Cuts the Butcher into Pieces. Last episode was absolutely crazy. The snowstorm swept in and I feel like the chaos came along with it because there was so many different things going on in this last episode. Let me try and remember most of the key points. The supermarket king decided he wasn't going to hand the money over and ended up burying it in the same place he initially found that $1 million way back in the 80s. The poor fitness instructor was shot dead after being strapped to the exercise bike and a gun strapped in his hands. It was a genius little ploy by Malvo. Opened fire out the window and then attached the gun to a tripwire so when the SWAT team approached they triggered it again, forcing them to go in the house, and obviously as soon as they saw the guy with a gun they took him out, so rest in peace the fitness coach. You were a bit of an idiot, but you probably didn't deserve death. And on top of that, then the henchman caught back up with Malvo. It caused a shootout. He managed to hide in the snowstorm. One of the henchmen followed a blood trail which he'd caused by cutting his own hand, and then he snuck up behind the henchman and killed him. The other henchman, the one with the cool jacket, was still lost in the blizzard, and we heard Nice Lady Cop catch up to him and I think shoot him dead. And then Colin Hanks walked towards the gunfire and shot Nice Lady Cop. Absolutely can't believe that scene, and I hope she is still alive. And just when we thought we'd seen all the craziness, fish started falling from the sky on top of the supermarket king's son, and I don't know who was in the car with them, but basically that caused the car to veer off the road and they're both dead. And the supermarket king saw that shit too, so something tells me this is going to make him decide against burying the money, or thinking that that's not going to stop this curse he's brought upon himself. And I almost forgot, before all that shit kicked off, Lester managed to sneak himself out of the hospital by swapping places with a guy with a full face bandages, got back to his house, took the hammer, stashed it in his brother's house, took a pistol and stashed that in his brother's son's backpack. Do not know exactly what his plan is, but so far Lester has had some quite cunning plans, to be fair, and as much as I feel like he doesn't deserve credit for some reason, he seems to find a way out of almost every situation he gets himself into. And on top of that, he even managed to sneak himself back into the hospital before anyone realised he was missing, so a completely flawless crime seemingly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it picks up this week. I'm crossing my fingers Nice Lady Cop is still alive, but there was only one way to find out, so let's do it. This is episode 7, season 1, Who Shaves the Barber. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Well, he certainly looks like he's killed her. Please tell me this is a hospital waiting room.
Who's ready for seconds?
It's a hospital. That's one good sign. She may yet live.
Let's play with Kevin.
Well, you can play with Kevin tomorrow. It's time you learn some responsibility.
My only thought is that he's planted the hammer at his brother's house and he's put the pistol in the bag to somehow frame the child instead of himself. I've no idea why the pistol's in the kid's bag, to be honest. Well, that's one type of ammunition for the pistol. Don't know if you'll kill anyone, but you'll definitely ruin their day.
He's got him, right? Around the neck. Oh, it hurt me a little. Don't be such a baby. You're on the track, right?
Some people never grow out of this. You literally get adults who tell stories that aggressively. Oh shit. Now that can't be part of Martin Freeman's plan, because that would take a lot of assumption that that was going to happen.
And Blackman wants to know how much for a Blumpkin. Which, I'm like, what the heck is that?
A Blumpkin is potentially the most disgusting form of oral sex ever invented.
Kev, the cops are here. Gordo's been arrested and the cops are here.
If this is Martin Freeman's plan, it still requires a leap in logic, because yes, now the police will find the hammer in the weapon cabinet, but how would he know that the gun was going to be found in the kid's bag at school? What if his brother had found it the night before, put in a lunchbox in the bag or something? What if the kid hadn't have dropped it and it spilled out on the floor? Oh shit. Oh my god, I didn't even realise he stole a pair of her underwear as well. This looks really bad now. And Lester has literally just framed his brother as a cold-blooded murderer. That's so fucked up of Lester to do. I know his brother's a bit of a douche, but he doesn't deserve this.
Where's the female deputy?
She got shot, Lester.
She died?
In Duluth.
Oh, tell me she's alive.
We lost 16 people in 1920 to the flu. I looked it up. In 78, 6 people died in a pharmacy fire.
Strange speech before telling him his own brother's just killed his wife.
We found a photo. Photos at his place. Suggestive.
I don't want to talk about
Boudoir photos.
This is still so dark to do to your own brother, regardless of how much you dislike him.
We all heard the stories. But to sleep with your own brother? I know.
He hates that there were stories about the woman he married.
They were arguing in the basement. I heard the voices. I thought, is that Chaz? And so I went over to the top of the stairs to hear,
He's had so long to work this story out now.
Then she says, you're not half the man your brother is.
Think you're projecting a bit now, Lester.
I'm upset. I try to get to Pearl,
Bob Odenkirk's totally engrossed face is hilarious.
I say something like, Chaz, what the heck?
Even in times of extreme anger, the worst word he will say is heck.
I let Vern in, and right away, I think to tell him, to say what's happening.
Because Pearl could still be alive downstairs. There might still be time.
This is the best acting ever by Bob Odenkirk. He is buying this hook, line and sinker.
Bill, if you think that makes me guilty of something, then, I want you to throw the book at me. Put me in jail.
Lester, you sneaky son of a bitch. Reduced to tears. He is literally becoming the single biggest mastermind of this entire show. As I've said, the brother was such a dick, but this is way too far. I cannot believe he just did this to his own brother. Oh nice, a little flashback. I'm assuming she shoots Cool Jacket Guy, or she shoots at him and he manages to evade it. These are clearly After Effects digitally, but they still kinda work.
Police officer!
Oh, I would have never have thought she'd have said that to Malvo. That could have just as easily have been her shooting Colin Hanks. The visibility is so low. Okay, that was a shot on the side. She is going to live. She's lucky it might have even bounced off her ribcage or something.
She's awake.
Hey! Okay, nice. Awesome.
Just go outside now, okay?
What?
This is going to be an awkward conversation. About you getting shot, it was kind of me.
To the fella I shot. Is he?
He's, they got him upstairs.
Cool Jacket Guy yet lives as well. Sweet.
Look, here's the,
I don't even think she's going to be mad.
I couldn't see anything, I mean...
Well, that don't make sense.
She's more confused than mad. Understandably. He hasn't even said by accident yet.
A spleen. I'll get you a new one, I swear.
Yeah, you better.
Is that how spleens work?
Well, I could have shot you just as easy.
I've just been messing things up from the go.
I've got to say, she is correct. With those conditions, when she shot at that person in the faint distance, it could have easily have been Colin Hanks.
Better get cracking, mister.
They've done a great job with her makeup to give her the me complexion.
Was watching the restaurant.
Screw the damn restaurant.
This was the one thing he feared as well.
They both got bullet holes now, huh?
Yeah, it's not about passing down the getting shot gene.
Ben Schmidt says you put down a guy with an assault rifle.
No, he was pointed at me.
Quite impressive, to be honest. Usually a pistol will not beat assault rifle. Unless you're John Wick. John McClane. Basically if your first name's John. Clean the fucking blood puddle up, would you? If anything for hygiene purposes, that is bio-waste. You can tell he thinks this is sort of over now, like that stain has been the stain in his mind of the guilt, and now he feels like he's gotten away with it, he's ready to wipe the slate clean. A very metaphorical scene.
It's a little worse than a break-in.
A lot of broken glass or...
Well, I'd rather not get...
You know, a little bit of dead police officer organs, little bit. No brain matter, little bit of kidney, little bit of lung. Who in the fuck is this guy now?
She was Korean. She used to spit at me when we had sex.
Some people like that.
Hombres took a run at me in Duluth.
Mexicans?
That's the wrong part of the sentence to be focusing on.
Yeah, isn't he allowed to use slang?
It's not my position professionally to get involved in squabbles.
It sounds a lot like this guy helped at least.
This one calls an ambulance. That one calls a hearse.
I was expecting to see an ambulance pull up outside, but instead we got a woman screaming internally. It's gotta be the hearse phone. Where's your cool jacket now?
Dead.
Yep, he's a goner. Rest in peace to the talker of the two. They must have been good friends as well, because the other guy knew sign language, so they must have done a lot of missions together, or at least been friends.
You read lips? Okay.
I feel bad for her even walking about. It must fucking hurt to have her spleen removed.
In Bemidji? The insurance office? You were talking to Lester Nygaard.
That's right, I completely forgot she'd seen him before. She's better at remembering a face than I am watching the show.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never shot anyone before. I'm gathering this wasn't your first time, though.
She should at least tell him that it wasn't her that killed his partner. I think he might open up to her more.
You're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail.
Nice, true to his life, no snitch policy. I get the feeling we haven't seen the last of this guy. And if Lester can escape from a hospital, that guy can.
You gotta believe me, I didn't do these things.
Not for me to say, sir.
His brother's such a dick, and yet in a single episode this show has managed to make me feel so bad for him. He had a family and everything, he was a bit of a fucking gun nut, but he didn't even cheat on his wife, he just sat and jacked it to internet porn, you know what I mean? He was quite a harmless guy, for all his douchebaggery. And they'll all be staring at him like that because, in their minds, he's not just murdered Lester's wife, he's also a cop killer. Lucky he didn't get a beat down in his cell.
Just about to call the widow Hess. Yeah, her claim's been denied.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Or is he gonna go see Sam Hess's wife again? I like her as a character. At least he gets another opportunity to maybe fuck her. Which I still think he should.
I'll head over.
You don't want to just call?
No, in person's better, I think. Give her a shoulder, you know.
He seems like that's his actual plan. He definitely wants to go and talk to her in person again.
I brought you some flowers.
Oh, thanks. Just put them...
She doesn't seem like she's the sort of flower-loving type of lady. Nice thought, though.
When Hess gets killed, I'm thinking maybe Fargo sends these two boys to figure out what happened.
That is good detective work.
Met Malvo at the hospital.
Right, and hired Malvo to kill Hess.
Which he did.
Technically that is wrong. It takes way less than hiring to convince Malvo to kill someone, apparently.
Took forever, but I got him to sign off on taking you home.
Now I know the dad's played by Wild Bill. It's so good to see him again. He was one of the MVPs of the entire Deadwood show, and he was only in half a season. What a character in Deadwood he was. Hey, now she cares about the flowers. They really are teasing a romantic relationship between these two. That's not just me, is it? I hope they end up having a date at least.
Chin up, Gus Grimley. We're winning this thing. Don't you forget.
Okay, Colin Hanks is called Gus. I'm trying to slowly remember these names. I've heard her name a bunch of times and it keeps falling out of my head. I know it's one of these whimsical, nice M ones like Molly or Maggie or something like that, but she's nice police lady. At least I've given her a good nickname. You should hear some of the nicknames other people have had throughout my reactions.
That's my cousin out there, right? So I slipped a knife out of me boot.
It's nice this criminal network has a little Chopper Reed character in amongst the gang, mixing things up a little bit. Oh shit!
Speaking of.
Jordan Peele! Yo, that's not Key next to him, is it?
I'm not just talking about hygiene. Get bent.
It fucking is. It's Key and Peele. Even though this is very on the nose to have both of them, it's fucking great to see them. Their sketch show is so hit and miss, but when it's a hit, it is so hilarious. And obviously Jordan Peele went on to write 3 of the best modern horror / sci-fi thrillery films of the modern era, with Get Out, Us, and then Nope. All 3 are great in their own ways.
Drop it!
Shit, Malvo is just clearing this building out. I went on such a big Key and Peele rant, I forgot to mention he was going into the same building that the organised crime network just went into. The way this is filmed is amazing. Such an easy thing to actually shoot as well. It basically looks like it's been done with complete computer effects, and it is so effective. You could make a spin-off of this series just about Malvo's past.
Fuck, get back!
Fucking hell, this is great.
What was that?
Call it in.
Oh, okay. Call it in, man.
Call it in? How about getting out your car and actually doing something?
Got me all.
Oh, okay. Jordan Peele's on the case.
Back up a few feet and then pull back in like we just arrived.
Is that Australian guy? We didn't even get to hear his accent.
Let me do the talking.
Why? I can
Because
back.
when you talk bad shit.
Get back!
FBI!
Oh, no way, the feds!
The multiple gunshots, a shooter's still inside the building. You're gonna need more patrolmen than this.
Okay, we're good.
These guys are terrible at their job. Malvo was just able to do all that, then walk back out of the building. How inept is this show portraying feds as?
Sorry about the delay. You know the red tape on these things.
I like this wife, she's a hottie.
I just stay here trying to drink enough so I'm numb by the time they get home.
Terrible parenting style, Del.
So it's all set, right?
Well, they should.
Yeah, this is going to be the hard part if he wants to seduce her, having to break to her that it's actually not going to work.
It's all about knowing which palms to grease, if you get my meaning.
I think she definitely got your meaning. He's actually doing it. Oh my god. She looks like she's kind of enjoying it as well and not just doing it for the money, which is obviously the main thing still. This is so satisfying to be able to do this to your high school bully's widow though.
Oh God.
Well, things seem to be non-stop winning for Lester right now. Nice Lady Cop is still on the case, but what's she gonna do when they tell her that they've found the murderer of Lester's wife and it's his brother? How's she gonna disprove this one?
Just be a second, I promise.
Yeah, she's gonna get the news broken to her right now, isn't she?
He was having an affair with the wife. She broke it off.
What?
Yeah, beat her with a hammer, then shot the chief.
I don't think she's gonna buy this.
I get it. Shouldn't you go home?
Even without a spleen, she's still got the endearing snowboot walk. I wonder if that walk was an acting choice, or just how this actress naturally walks. What is that expression about? Is it because she 100% knows they're wrong, or is it because she thinks she may have been wrong the whole time? Okay, and that was episode 7 of season 1 of Fargo, Who Shaves the Barber, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Who Shaves the Barber? What did I think of that? Another amazing episode. I loved the way this progressed. First of all, I'm so happy that Nice Lady Cop survived. It looked like she may have been dead at the end of last episode, so the fact that this one started with Colin Hanks in the hospital instantly gave me a little bit of relief. And then yes, later it was revealed that she'd only been shot through the side. Spleen removed, no big deal. Nobody really needs a spleen, she'll be fine. And yeah, the most fucked up plot twist thus far with Lester framing his own brother. Like I said, it's still a huge leap of logic, stashing that gun in his brother's kid's bag and assuming that it was going to be found, which would lead to the house being raided. That gun could have stayed in that bag for months and not been discovered. The brother himself could have found it in his son's bag. The wife could have found it in his son's bag. The son could have found it in his bag and been like, what's this doing in here? There's your gun back, Dad. There are so many variables in that situation. To me, writing-wise, it's the biggest leap in logic thus far for that to be the plot point and Lester just assume the gun was going to be discovered at school, especially in the manner it did, falling off a table and sliding out of an open bag. What are the odds in him expecting that to happen and then that actually happening? But yes, that did happen, which led to the police raiding the brother's house, finding the hammer in the cupboard, and at the time I didn't realise Lester had stashed those other things, the few photos and the underwear, further creating this scenario that his brother was actually having an affair with his wife. Bob Odenkirk bought it hook, line and sinker, and probably my favourite scene from this episode, or maybe second favourite scene, where he was brought to tears by Lester's story about the whole thing. And yeah, like I said several times, or probably every time the brother came up on screen, say what you want about him, he was a douche, but he's not a douche deserving of being framed for murder. Of all his flaws, they were sort of harmless, just a bit of a prick in general, but there's a giant leap from someone just being a bit of a prick in general and then deserving to do a murder sentence in jail. Ruining his marriage probably, tearing him apart from his child. I mean, yeah, totally fucked up. It's hard to root for Lester when he did something like that. And then from there, Lester went round to Sam Hesse's widow's house and he was supposed to be telling her that she wasn't getting her money. Instead, he acted like he could in some way sway them to give her the money and managed to fuck her on top of that. So Lester just had a great episode from start to finish, and I feel like he feels like he is in the clear now. And Malvo just continues to prove himself to be the ultimate badass. He's done a lot of things again that it's hard to forgive him for this series, but this episode it was just badassery from start to finish. First he found the guy that he believed probably helped the two henchmen get in touch with him, clearly killed that guy, but that scene, probably my number one scene of this episode, where he just went through the building and instead of us seeing all the carnage, we followed it through the outside windows with a Key and Peele cameo, by the way. I absolutely loved it, and the fact that they were playing inept feds who literally let him walk back out of the building and just stroll away after committing an absolute bloodbath on the inside of it. It sort of makes the feds look even more inept than the police forces. And then the episode concluded with Nice Lady Cop being told that they had found the real killer and it was the brother, and we got a close-up shot of her looking truly distraught. And as I said, I'm just not sure if that look was her questioning everything she thought and questioning herself, or if she 100% knows it is Lester and she's just distraught at the fact that yet another wrench has been thrown into the works of her getting to the bottom of this and now someone else has been framed. My only prediction for the next episode is that she herself gets to talk to Lester's brother, and of course he's going to instantly say he's been framed and she will work from there. But yeah, just another great episode. I would probably rank this one a 10 out of 10. Enjoyed it from start to finish and I cannot wait to see where this story goes from here. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.